guys, it's Dandelion Song. We're gonna take, this is like my 8th take on Blood Moon. Let's go at it. Alright. Blood Moon. First of all, if you take this, it has a 15. Well, the reason why I'm bringing this to you is because once I looked at it, I saw a date in here, and then I saw the 6-9 date, and I've been talking about the 6-9 date as a possible interpretation of the 816 number of the Georgia Guidestones, Dylan Stormroof, or as I like to call him, Dylan Dumbcut. That thing was a hoax. All right. The other one, oh yeah, the 2 skeletons below the Hoover Dam, they all have this date. The Dylan Stormroof, it's on the still, it's on the timestamp still, where he walks into the back of the church with, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of body armor on that he bought with his job that he didn't have. Well, but you know, it says on the Homeland Security that website that was a drill, so that's probably where he got the body armor. So anyway, this date is these numbers are coming up a lot, and so I was looking at them forward 618. This is the letters for free, and this is also the first 3 digits of phi. And the interesting thing about these digits is these digits remain through phi squared. The first 8 or perhaps 9 digits of phi of the digital, not the first one. The first number is 1, and then when you square it, it's 2. But after that, the next digits remain constant through the 8th or the 9th. My calculator won't show me because it rounds up. Okay, well, anyway, this backwards is the number that we've been seeing. Okay, we've had some activity in Philadelphia. We've got some activity in Philadelphia coming up. So this is why I want to talk about this. So I was wondering, when we went past the 816 and nothing happened, I thought, wow, okay, that's good. I'm glad nothing happened. But then I got the idea in the morning that they might be talking about 6-9. I mean, actually 9-6. See, because if you take the digital root of this, or if you just add this a different way, it's a 9-6. So I looked up 9-6, and then I did a video on the Diana funeral. And now Diana ties into all of my other research because she is symbolic of a start of Artemis, Diana, the moon goddess. There's supposedly, you know, I'm kind of new to all this stuff. Supposedly there's a positive aspect of the moon goddess and a negative aspect of the moon goddess, and Diana is the positive aspect, and Hecate is the negative aspect. And then there's also this moon goddess goes all the way back, and actually she's not a moon goddess. She has, she wears this on her head. In case you've ever noticed, our moon doesn't do this shape. Our moon does something like this. It doesn't do this shape. So when you see this shape in the ancient artwork, and then the academics tell you this is a moon, they're just leading you off into the tall grass. This is not our moon. Plus, these guys, you know, they have rocket ships. They had a lot of technology. They're not going to wear a symbol of our dumb little moon on their head. They're going to have a place where they came from. This is an exoplanet, and I believe it's an exoplanet that is near the star of Ra. There's a trinity of suns. This is the real trinity. There's the star of Ra, and then there's, I believe there's some exoplanets around here, and then they get this shape depending on what their orientation is to Ra. Hold on, I'll get this back in focus. All right, let's just zoom out. For a second I was like, okay, there it goes. Sorry. So I'm going to say not a moon goddess, but I might refer to her as a moon goddess, but maybe I'll just try to say exoplanet goddess. She's not a moon goddess. Anyway, there's a positive and negative aspect of her, as are most things. Shocking, right? Okay. Well, so this goes back, Diana, Artemis, there's a whole bunch of names for her. Goes all the way back to Inanna, Ishtar, Isis, Marie, the Virgin Mary, and Mary Magdalene. These are all what they call moon goddesses, but it's not the moon. This is why when I looked up Diana's funeral and found out it was on this day, I realized that I was onto something. First of all, I didn't know that Diana had that connection, but a quick aside about what happened with her is that she was raised from childbirth, from her birth, to play this role. She was actually part of this dark ritual. Her family named her Diana. They must have known. I don't know. It's horrible to think about, but they must have known, or else maybe they didn't know. Maybe they just said, somebody said, "Oh, you should name her Diana," or they just got the feeling they should name her Diana. But she was raised to play the positive role here. And it is possible, I'm not going to just say it's impossible, but it is possible that she was an actual incarnate of the moon, of Diana, Artemis, because she does happen to look very much like the Statue of Liberty, and people do look like themselves through lifetimes. They look like themselves over and over again, and she looks like Artemis. Okay, so there's a lot of mystery in this world that we don't understand. Well, so the royal family, they wanted her bloodline because Diana actually was related to the Moravian kings, and she did have the Grail bloodline within her. She was related to Christ. So they wanted Prince William to have that because they have plans for him too. All those numbers between Diana and William are all very strange. I could do a 2-hour show on that. But anyway, what we have here is it's very interesting that blood, the inner circle of it is 15 when it's not reduced. Then the L and the O added together makes a 27, and then the B and the D is a 6. So this could be an actual date of June 27th, 2015. And maybe they did something secret on this day. Maybe something actually happened on this day. I'm not sure. But it does reduce to, I'm sorry, my hand is shaking. It does reduce to 9-6 or 6-9. And this is the FR. Okay, now on Diana's funeral would be an RF. And what comes to mind there is the RFID, right? So that's the opposite of free. And when either they killed her or they didn't kill her, and now she's living underground. I'm starting to think that these guys, they actually don't kill people. They just let you think they kill people so that we will kill people, so that we will take it casually to kill people, and then we'll be caught in this trap here forever. So I don't know whether they really killed her or not. Maybe someday we'll know. But anyway, the date and the symbolism is still important. Okay. Moon. Oh, the other thing I want to point out here is this is also the same day. If you do a reverse digital route, it would be 9. It could be 9/16, and this is a date that a lot of people have their eyes on because that's the end of Jade Helm. And I talked about over here that on 9/15, besides Jade Helm, on 9/15, looking eastward, I wrote this down. This is the Washington Monument. Looking eastward, you will see, according to Wayne Herschel on hiddenrecords.com, you will see Orion rising in the east, and then it will rise up and point at the Star of Ra, which is a wormhole entrance. And then there's these other two stars having to do with the original library of our DNA. This one has the Pleiades next to it. That's why I put those dots there. Also on this day, if you measure from this corner, apparently they say, I haven't done this myself, to if you stand here actually and you view then you take a Freemason compass that and I didn't draw this to scale. The Star of Ra is 33 degrees from the tip of the monument. So I'd love to see that. I don't want to buy a plane ticket and get a hotel though. But that's interesting if that's really true. So you'd have your right angles, and it perhaps, I don't think that Orion makes a perfect right angle on this day, but it could. I think it actually makes a perfect right angle on the 24th of December. So something is up with that day and looking east on the Washington Mall. And also looking east on the Washington Mall, you are looking straight down the legs of the owl at the, I'll just draw it like it's way down there on the Capitol building down there that has the owl, and it's between its legs is 33 degrees, and you're looking straight down. And so when the Pope is here on this day, he's going to be here on 9/24. Whoops. Here we go. Which is another 9/6, right? He's going to be facing this way. And there is another eyeball. If you see my video about the owl and the two eyes, there's another eyeball that they drew right here next to the Washington Monument. I'm sorry, my drawing is a complete mess. Okay, but I think we're getting the concepts out. There probably is a relationship between these numbers and all of these blood moon dates. I haven't looked at it yet myself though. Now, adding all of this up. Okay, well, first of all, let's look at Moon. So Moon has both O's on the center, and that's a Venus. Oh gosh, it's so irritating that my hand is shaking. So sorry. I need lunch, I guess. Let me see if I can anchor it here. Okay, so these two circles, when they go, this is a Venus sign. It's on their very first money, and it's in Washington D.C. and any place that you see it, it's a Venus sign. And Diana is Diana, Artemis, Inanna, Ishtar, Marie. They are all embodiments of Venus, which may tell you that this is not a moon. This is actually her symbol that she wears on her head. It's actually, could be, maybe it's Venus, but I think it's an exoplanet. So here we have 30 in the center, which to me is the Trinity of Suns. This one is the Star of Ra. This one is the one next to the Pleiades, and I don't know the name of that one. But you can study all about this on Wayne Herschel's website. He has a lot of great confirmation through the symbols. And you should buy his book, because it's a good book to have. Okay, so if you add the M and the N, you have 27, which is a 9. Okay, so let's do this. I'm drawing through this again, but let's do this. That's the center of your N. This is your M, and your N goes through here. So this would be a 30, and this would be an, I'm just going to put the 9 there for the 29. I mean, did I do that right? No, it's a 28. 28, which is a 10, which is Ra. Okay, there's more symbolism here with the M and the N, because the N is actually 2 7s, and the M is actually Eve and Adam. And other things. And it's the 13, which I'm going to keep in mind that this shares a digital root with 49, which is another divergent 7. This is the sign of Isis, Inanna, Ishtar, Marie, Diana, Artemis. So there's a lot of stuff in here. 28 and 30 is 48, right? And that's a 12. I don't know why I wrote this here. 20. Oh, no, it's a 58. Really sorry, guys. So this, okay, this reduces to a, yeah, this reduces to a 13. And that's kind of the same thing that I told you there before. And this is the dark, and I mean, I guess it alludes, if it shares a digital root with 49, which is the way, it has divergent ways in it. It has the dark and the light side of the moon. So that's just kind of the symbolism of it. All right. Let me back out here. When let me add this together. 58. I don't know if I did this one right now. So this is 16. So this is a 106. So yeah, I was one off when I did this before, and maybe it's good, you know, that all my other videos failed on this topic. 106 is really, I mean, that's just, this is the Philadelphia number, you guys. When I think of the Philadelphia train, I think of this worm guy that's in the hieroglyphs of the pharaohs of ancient Egypt. Because the train, if you think of, like, if this is Amtrak, it had a 601 on this forehead, it had a 601 on this forehead, and that is a 7, which gives it little horns, just like that hieroglyph. And then it was going a 106, you know, it wasn't a really true accident. You know, they set a bomb there or something like that. I think it did go off the rails. It went off the rails right next to Delaware, and it went off the rails in Philadelphia. We have, I mean, it's so thick. We have Philadelphia, we have the 816, the 9 6s, blood moons. I mean, it looks like a spider web by the time you get it all done. There's so many connections. So I'm going to keep an idea. I'm going to keep an eye on the 9/6 date and the 9/15 date, and the Pope's going on the 9/24, which is another 9/6. The Pope has predicted his own death. I'm not sure what they're planning, but I think my feeling is, looking at the numbers and looking at the way things are going, I feel that they are going to fake some deaths coming up, and they might fake the Pope's death, but I think for sure they're going to fake Obama's death, and maybe the Pope will be right there with them, just for high drama. See, think about this. They have been stacking wood. Let me go to a fresh page here. They've been stacking wood on the race war. They've been putting wood on the race war. Every time you hear about some horrible white cop doing something bad to the black people, those are CIA agents. We do for sure have bad cops, and we do for sure have dumb cops, but we have a lot of good cops, and we do not have enough horrible cops to do these many bad things. And they're doing this, you know, probably to seize your guns. Some people disagree with that because they feel like, you know, there's just two factions of the Illuminati, and there are two factions of the Illuminati for sure. But they are trying to create a race war. And they're going to, Obama is going to be the cherry on top of this cupcake. Here's Obama right here. And I told you about cakes. They're not good for you. We can just pray that people do not fall for this. But they're building this, and they're building this, and they're building this, and they're almost out of time. They almost can't build it anymore. So then we had the Charleston thing happen where, you know, Dylan Dumbhair went in. How come I can't spell Charleston? Charleston. All right, please forgive me. I can't spell that right now. So so Dylan Dumbhair, you know, he read on the Homeland Security website that there was a drill coming up, so he went and tried out for that, and they realized that he was perfect. He looked the perfect part to make black people mad at white people, so they hired him, and then they hired everybody else, and then they put it on their website, and they did a big thing, put the numbers out and all this, and then they had Obama sing at the fake funeral. It's unbelievable outrage. You cannot even believe that this is actually happening. But here's the thing, here's how you can tell what's going to happen. The black people are under a lot of pressure right now because there's been a lot of real and actual prejudice, and also our government has been against black people for forever. And I have a lot of theories on that. I think that black people are harder to trick. I think they're more independent minded. They're more resilient. They have better community. And this is why our government wants to destroy them. Well, the best way to destroy them is to create a race war, because if they have a race war, they can destroy the black and the white at the same time. And God forbid that the black people and the white people get together, because we will even the score for everything, and we will be powerful if we did that. So they need to keep us apart. Okay, so they're putting fuel on the race war. They're using children. You know, I know people who are smart people in my life, but they watch a lot of news and they believe this. They spend a lot of anger getting tied up in this. And when oh my gosh, I could talk for a long time on this, because it's actually predictive programming. They're actually harvesting your anger energy to create more problems around this. But anyway, so Obama sang at the funeral, and the whole thing was about how peaceful and patient the black people are, and how terrible and dumb the white people are. Now, what's going to happen, you know, I almost want to say that Obama's going to get killed by a cop, or, you know, he's going to be somebody white for sure. And there's also going to be some kind of horrible tragedy around this, because Obama has been recovering in his popularity lately. You know, it's all orchestrated. He passed equal rights. You know, everybody's like, you know, so happy about equal rights. I mean, equal rights is like a million years ago. We shouldn't congratulate yourself for people having equal rights. Of course, everybody deserves equal rights. I think only the Christians aren't getting that. I think everybody else gets it. And I love you guys, Christians, but there's some cognitive problems going on. So anyway, so he's actually making inroads. He's bringing back the black people, because he's standing next to them and singing Amazing Grace, and he's bringing back the liberal white people with the equal rights thing, and his ratings going up, and they're going to do a JFK on him. And then it's really going to be a race war after that, because black people are going to lose it. So if you want to prevent this, you need to go out into your community and love your black people that are all around you. Be good to them. I don't know if you can bring this up. They might not be ready to talk about this. But if you can, bring it up. But be careful. But just love them. Reach out to them. Don't be weird. Just love your black people that are around you. Okay. All right. So we're going to have... So Obama's the cherry on top of the race war. They're pouring gasoline on this. It's all ready to go. I mean, these guys are so weird. I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be the Pope's fault that Obama dies somehow. Like I don't know. Weird stuff. They're planning some weird things. Okay, so this is the race war that's going to happen. So anyway, I believe that when the Pope comes, or right around the 23rd, they are going to light this gasoline fire. And I'm kind of a little worried because, you know, we have good relationships with our neighbors, but we do live in a inner city area, and I'm a little worried about that, but you know, it is what it is. So okay, I'm kind of at a loss for words. There's a lot to digest here. There's things you can do right now to help you in your community. You could talk to all the people who are around you. All right, so this was Blood Moon. This was all about the Blood Moon, and we do have a Blood Moon coming up on the 28th of September 2015, and this is the it's called the Feast of Tabernacles. So it's kind of interesting that that's a 6 too, and there's a 10 in between. I'm going to go back to the other page and make sure I didn't miss anything that I wanted to tell you. I can't even read my own writing now. We got the 106, we got Philadelphia. Philadelphia has a 5 squared in it. It's wild and crazy times. I just want to point out the owl. He's the Pope's going to be speaking. Where did the owl go? Oh, there it is. The Pope's going to be speaking from the Capitol building, which is shaped like an owl. In raw gematria, this is a 923. The alpha and the omega is a 27, which reduces to a 9, and then you have a 923. I think he's going to be there on the 24th, though. We'll see. Whoops, why did I write that? We'll see what's going to happen here. Pink, I wrote that here because that also has gematria. It goes to 923, and there's a lot of pink symbolism right now. These things, they tell you messages in your mind, in your subconscious, that you don't realize. When you see these things, a part of you knows. All right, yeah, a part of you knows. All right, well, my next video after this failed to, I don't know, encode or something. So anyway, this is, it was pretty much done. So I pretty much wound it up, and thank you guys for listening to this whole big video, and I hope you feel like you got some valuable information out of it. I do appreciate your comments, and I appreciate you watching, and hope you guys have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.